It is a rainy November day, but Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I don't always get to do things for myself. Like, I'm so busy on the farm. I wanted to bring you over to my house and show you something, a little treat I always do for myself, something that makes me feel good, something that I love doing, and I want to teach you how I do it because it's so simple, and with a few little special tools that I'll show you, you can easily, at your own home, make your own Thanksgiving centerpiece with pieces from throughout your yard. And I oftentimes pick plants that I know I'm going to use this time of the year because I love to have cut flowers. I love to do my own centerpiece for Thanksgiving. It's just something, like I said, something that I feel good, something that I love to show off to all of our friends and family that come over. So we're gonna go around the yard. I'm gonna show you the pieces that I like to grab for it and why. So first, this is a great pick. From some of our videos, you may have seen this before. This is our Hebe. This particular Hebe is called Amy. It has really dark foliage. It has purple flowers that are blooming in the middle of November. A lot of times during the winter, it will get burned back. In fact, Jessica and me last year went around the house and I showed this was burned all the way back to the ground. I trimmed it up good and you can see it is flushed and full. But this holds up so well. I love the purple foliage. I love the fact that it has flowers this time of the year. We're gonna clean some of those up, but we're gonna grab ourselves a nice assortment here because this is such a great plant to use in centerpieces. This is another one of my favorite shrubs. This is Choicea Mexican orange. This particular variety is called Sundance because it has this amazing golden yellow foliage on the outside. It also has blossoms, but today I am more interested in grabbing some of these really bright chartreusey foliage here. And the funny thing is when you're cutting things for a centerpiece, the centerpiece is not that big, but it takes more than you think it would. Check out this beauty. This is dogwood. This is called Midwinter Fire. You can easily see how it gets its name with these fiery sticks. This is such an easy plant to use for all kinds of decor. And I love it because it works so great in the wintertime. Okay, this beauty is kind of, and when I say beauty, I mean it. This is a beauty berry, Calicarpa. And this particular one is so pretty. I love those purple berries. And we're gonna work some of that into our display as well. This maple is right outside my front door. It is called Bonfire. And it's mostly for the foliage in the springtime. It's really bright, but check out this fall colored foliage. And one thing when you're picking deciduous branches, I like to give them a little shake. As long as those leaves don't fall off, you know you have a little bit of time because you're right on the verge this time of year of them just falling right off, which, I mean, what's the point, right, of using them in your display if they're gonna fall off? But as long as you can find some that are still have that nice snug hold on them, we can use those leaves in our display. This is a Nandina or heavenly bamboo. It's not actually bamboo, but a lot of times you'll hear it referred to as that, but it doesn't spread like bamboo, but lots of different colors, but check it out. Look at that beautiful foliage on there. We're gonna pick some of these to use in our centerpiece. Every time I always tell myself I have plenty, like I don't need any more. And then you start putting it together. Oh, look at that. So pretty. I end up coming back out and getting more. This is gorgeous. This is a Fatsia called Camouflage, and it looks good year round. Super easy to care for. The leaves can get fairly big, and for our centerpiece, they get too big. So I'm trying to just cut off some of these smaller ones. You'll see when we get inside what I am looking for. These little beauties are kind of my inspiration this year. I have a couple of these echinaceas, and this particular one is called Pumpkin Pie. I think it is so beautiful. And out of this patch I have, there's a few stragglers holding on, and we're gonna work them into our display. We are wet. We're having a good time. And now we're back inside the house, and this is a special trick you need to make your centerpiece for your holiday. This is floral foam Oasis. There's lots of different brands that you can get. Home Goods, Michael's, a lot of places will have these. I like to get them in the bricks, and then I can mold them to the size I want. But step one is to take your brick. We're gonna fill up a nice pot of water and get it nice and soaked. All right, this guy is nice and soaked now. Should be nice and heavy when it's ready to go. And then you just need a vessel to put it in that's gonna work good on your table. Don't judge me, but this is what I'm gonna use. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. You don't have to use some fancy centerpiece thing. I just grab a dish that's gonna hold the water well, so because this is still gonna leak for a little bit. It's about the right size that I want for the table, and I'm gonna cover this up. You'll never see it on the actual table, and we'll get to kind of how I do that. But this Oasis or floral foam that we're using sometimes doesn't fit exactly, but this one is pretty perfect, I'll be honest. But you can always shave it off. It's very easy to adjust to different sizes. Sometimes I'll adjust the corners a little bit as I want to shape it to what I'm working with. If you want to use circles or anything like that, you can. But honestly, this fits pretty good in here. I just kind of wanted to show you it's pretty easy to play with to fit for the size that you want. All right, here's our vessel we're going to use for our centerpiece. I've kind of laid out everything that I want to use, and I know it looks like a lot right now, but like I said, you'd be surprised at how much you do. The other thing, there's a couple things to think about when you're doing the centerpiece. I want to cover up this vessel that we're using. You don't want your centerpiece to be too high because you want your guests across the table to be able to talk to each other. So I'm going to keep it pretty low, probably around here. So, and for me, I like the structure I want is going to be nice and long. I want to put it in the center of the table. I'll show you the table and stuff when I'm done here. But I'm going to kind of work my way down and around to make this a nice long oval. And I'm going to start putting it together. When I'm making cuts, I like to do them on an angle. I think it enters the Oasis really well. The other thing to remember when you are putting cut greens into Oasis, when you push it in, anytime you pull it out and you want to put it back in again, like you want to adjust it, always put a fresh cut on it, because pushing it into the Oasis and then doing it again will clog up the pores on the end of the foliage. So you always want to put a fresh cut on it. All right, so this is a good start. So I kind of picked something, I went with the Mexican orange to give me a nice structure. This is about as wide as I want it, as tall as I want it. And now I'm gonna kind of start working my way around it to kind of fill in. I've kind of set my size and I'm gonna work from there. Let's do this one. I love it. I swear it was like I had a whole counter full of stuff and already it's like almost all gone, and I'm like, God, did I get enough stuff? But we're gonna put in our purple hebe now, which is so pretty, and I think that dark color is really going to kind of fill this out a little bit and make it perfect. All right, I like to wait till the end to kind of put in my kind of last big pops of color, and we're going to use these echinaceas as that last kind of big pop. She's getting pretty full, but I think we still have room to tuck in a few of these beauty berries, and I'm going to use it to kind of frame the edges of it a little bit too. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to use these twigs of dogwood that we cut to add just a little layer of height. The nice thing about using these for some height is you can see right through them. So I just want to give it a little drama. It's not going to take much, but we're going to kind of frame this up. I always make it a little bigger than what I thought it was going to be, but I still think it fits the table nice. Jessica and me were talking how, like, a long table, I think you want a long centerpiece, a round table, probably a round centerpiece, but I can still easily talk with everybody right over the top. All of this is items out of my garden, which I love, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.